I'm Sara Azari, NewsNation legal analyst and criminal trial attorney, also the host of Serving Justice on NewsNation. Today we heard the first part of Cassie Ventura's cross-examination. Let me tell you, I think the prosecution is starting to feel really uncomfortable. In fact, they're trying to cut the cross-examination short, asking the judge that because she's pregnant and might go into labor, that the defense should not go past tomorrow. So what happened today was very interesting to me. As a defense attorney, I cross-examine accusers like Cassie, and it's exactly what I expected. All these text messages came in where she had to agree, contrary to her direct examination, that she actually signed up and asked for freak-offs. These were not just directed by Diddy. There were text messages wherein she wants to do a freak-off and she's suggesting, I'll do it any day of the week. I mean, this is a willing participant, and I think the government's gonna have a very hard time proving sex trafficking. Now, racketeering is interesting because let's not forget that R. Kelly, not too long ago, was convicted of racketeering in the Eastern District of New York, neighboring jurisdiction. And so the importance of Cassie's testimony is all those predicate acts like arson, like kidnapping, like rape, these violent acts that are the predicate acts of the racketeering charge that Diddy is charged with. And so she has done the government some justice in her testimony with respect to at least the racketeering charge, but in my opinion, you know, I think the sex trafficking is blown out of the water. I mean, I think that, and this is just, you know, the beginning of her testimony. We're going to see what happens tomorrow. But there was one text message that was very interesting to me where, you know, it's clear that Cassie is resentful. You know, we're now starting to see an ex-girlfriend who, after many, many years, still had not met Diddy's kids. And she was resentful of that. She was not part of the family. And it's starting to look like the accusers that we've seen before who feel like they got the short end of the stick, respectfully, okay? And they maybe exaggerate a little bit. And they maybe, you know, look, was Diddy abusive? Absolutely. But this is not a domestic violence trial. This is a trial on federal racketeering and sex trafficking and prostitution across state lines. So we got to stick to what he's charged with, right? What we have is a really tumultuous, toxic, domestically coercive and violent relationship. But now we're seeing that she had expectations that were not met, which also goes to the $30 million that she asked for, that she testified about yesterday. You know, I wanted to teach him a lesson. I felt like I was shorted. That's really what she's saying. So this is going to get very interesting, and I sure hope that her cross-examination is not cut short, because that is a defendant's constitutional right to challenge any witness that the government has and confront them. This is not an opening statement or a closing argument where there's a time limit on it. So I hope that, you know, that the defense can finish cross-examining her, and we're going to see a lot more that is in direct contradiction to her direct examination. That's all I got today. Looking forward to tomorrow.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.